What's up, everybody? Um, Happy holidays to you, or Merry Christmas, whichever you subscribe to there. I know it's been a while since I did a video, and I did miss by quite a lot my Money Monday. So I'm at home this week. Not going back to my day job until next Tuesday. So I'm looking forward to this weekend. My glasses are still readjusting. I just went outside to tend with the animals. Last weekend was not very lucrative, honestly. It was pretty dead last weekend, but Monday, Christmas Day, was like crazy busy for some weird reason. So I'm going to go over that. I'm going to go over that obviously in next week's Money Monday, but I just wanted to briefly touch on that. A lot of people didn't drive. Sorry, I got a Facebook Messenger thing there. So a lot of people didn't drive on Monday because they felt like it would be dead. And the only reason I got out was because I had a Facebook friend that's also a driver who had a friend who needed to get to a Greyhound station. She lived out in the middle of nowhere. I live out in the middle of nowhere, so I know what that's like. So it's her and her two boys, and they were going to get on a Greyhound bus to go to Colorado for the holidays. So she desperately needed a ride. So I volunteered. So I did so. And she ended up requesting an XL, which is what I drive, when I got there. And the weird part was she didn't show any drivers in the vicinity, even though I had both of my apps, Lyft and Uber, because I didn't know which one she was going to want to use. We spoke briefly. She said she had both apps, but we would decide later. So I had both apps up as I approached her house and no other requests. I actually did get an XL request from 17 minutes away, strangely enough, as I was about to pull up to her house. So that should have given me a clue that it was going to be a little busy. So anyway, I pulled up to the house. We requested it, or she requested it. Tried to be an Uber XL, and I got a $5 tip on it. So I dropped her off at downtown at the. It looks like it's actually surging right now, strangely enough. But I dropped her off at the Greyhound station, and almost immediately after I did that, I started getting some rides. Started out with just like a regular little Lyft, which I took. It was completely dead out. The traffic was not existent. So I took a lady from around the midtown, excuse me, around the midtown area to down to South Nashville area, and then from then on, I just started getting busy. So most of my rides that day actually turned out to be XL or XL or plus rides. So this is on Uber, okay? So 129.58. Like I said, this is for Monday, December 25th, Christmas Day. Only $10 in tips, and that was on two separate rides. $5, $5 from the lady that morning. It ended up being a $57 trip for me that started out the day. I got an Uber X that was pretty lucrative, 16.62, because it was a long ride. That one ended up being from the airport down to Brentwood. I remember that one too. That was pretty good, 19 miles. As you can see, these are quite separated by time too. I took a break right in the middle of the day to go eat sort of Christmas Day dinner at Shoney's with a bunch of friends. So we went and did that. I got back out around 2. But as you can see here, I started getting pretty lucrative here. And this is just on Uber. Now, I only had 5 rides on Uber. I was only online. It shows 9 hours and 46 minutes. But that actually doesn't even include part of that. Sorry, my cat's like knocking oranges around on the floor. Jerks. Anyway, so that was Uber. As you can see, I did $129.58 on 5 trips in under 10 hours. I think I actually ended up working a total of 8 hours probably that day. Some of that is time going back and forth where I didn't have any requests. So I count it for mileage, but I don't really count it for time as far as time being requested because I do a destination filter towards home. So that was on Uber. So on Lyft, it was interesting too. I got all the Lyfts I got, except for maybe one, were plus rides. So that day, there must have just not been many people out that were driving larger vehicles because I was getting lots of XL and plus requests. Some of them were airport rides on that day. And actually, the airport for once I was able to stop in, sit there for maybe 20 minutes, get a ride, and I got long rides from the airport. Unfortunately, one of my friends didn't get very long rides going from the airport. He got little short ones going to Stewart's Ferry Pike and places like that. But I got ones that were like from all over the place. So anyway, I don't know what I'm looking for right now. I don't know what I'm looking for. The dashboard. And I'm going to go over last week's somewhat paltry earnings from last week as well. I'll go ahead and do that as I go into this Lyft app, and then I'll segue into the Uber app. I just wanted to share this Christmas Day thing with you guys. So that day ended up being pretty good for me. I think I ended up with like a little bit over $250 in about 8-9 hours, which is pretty darn good for Christmas Day. I didn't expect that at all. I wrapped up about 8 something, got home about, about 8, 9 o'clock, something like that, because my wife wanted to watch my acceptance rate. I've got to bring that up on Lyft. But I hit my 1,000 rides, by the way. So I got my jacket incoming to me. Sorry, I got a little bit of a runny nose from being outside. It's quite cold outside today. Why is this thing not working? There we go. Driving history. So I had 5 rides on Christmas Day. So $111.25 that day. $10 in tips. Ended up with $92.93. So between the both of them, like I said, about $250. Because and the reason I say $250 is because on one of these rides on Christmas, the ride I got a $10 tip on. Sorry, my cats are fighting each other and hissing each other. So the second ride I got, which was a plus ride to the airport from West Nashville. That's weird. It's not zooming in for me. But yeah, so as you can see, this was from way out West Nashville. This was like way out in, man, this thing is really pissing me off. Anyways, out Charlotte Avenue. Sorry, my cats are really fighting and my dogs are barking because they're fighting. So anyway, my animals are jerks sometimes. So as you can see, this was way out west. A pretty good distance out west. Out White Bridge Pike. Went through that way. I came through a different way when I came in, and she told me a different way on the way out. I always listen to your customer if they have a suggested route. It makes them feel better, even if it is a little bit longer or if it, whatever. Anyway, so as you can see, it was a 19-minute trip, 14.56 miles. It was an XL because she had several pieces of big luggage that probably wouldn't have fit in a regular vehicle. It was just her, though. She was extremely nice. Thanked me very much for being out on Christmas Day to give people rides. And she gave me a $10 tip on app. However, she also gave me $25 in cash. It's crazy, right? So this entire ride cost her $62.04. But, I mean, that's what I made, was $62.04. It actually cost her more than that. So it cost her $36 plus 10 is 46 plus 25 is what, $72? So it cost her about $72, something like that. But I made $62, so pretty darn good, in my opinion. But as you can see, there were quite a few plus rides that day. This was a surged primetime plus ride. Very short ride. 1.44 miles from downtown Nashville near a hotel to Monell's in Germantown. So as you can see, only 1.4 miles, 8 minutes. And they gave me a $5 cash tip on top of that. So I ended up the day with, cash of about $35, and then plus whatever my fares were. So as you can see, it was $6.87 prime time. I believe this was a 75% prime time, if I'm not mistaken. So a total of $12.02 plus $5, $17.02 for a 1.44 mile trip that took me 8.5 minutes roughly. Pretty darn good. So as you can see, all the rest of the day, mostly, and then I did have one Lyft. I had one Lyft at the start that was 13 miles, one Lyft at the end that was actually 7.74 miles, and then one Lyft at the end that was an airport run from the airport out to Germantown again. That was 11.26 miles. No tip on that one, but oh well. $10 for that one. So I ended up really good on Christmas. So anyway, so I want to go back to last week. Last week was pathetic for me. I had 16 rides on Lyft, 235.37. Not really that astounding. I don't remember any cash tips either during this week. I got out, as you can see, I only got out 2 days. Oh, 3 days, sorry. So December 22nd 23rd and 24th, which is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday, I only had 6 rides. Saturday, 8 rides, which was my best one. And then Sunday morning early, 2 rides. I decided to go in and call it early because the surge was pretty dead. So 235.37 there. On Uber, I didn't do much better. So if you keep that in mind, 235.37. And then Uber. So I don't know. It was decent for Uber. It wasn't decent. It was like okay. So 455.82 for the week. As you can see, Friday was my best day on Uber. I had 12 trips on Friday, 11 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday, and I did a brief little thing on Wednesday just to try to get some of my fuel charges eaten up. And yes, I do use the Uber fuel card. And no, it's really not that much different than buying gas on your own because it just comes out of your next week's earnings. Plus, you get if you have a savings thing on your your gas card or whatever, like your Shell card or whatever like that. If you go ahead and do that and then pump your gas, you also get a discount from the Uber as well. So it's really not that bad of a deal. A lot of people say, oh, they're just trying to jip you. I don't see how they're trying to jip you really because they're not charging you any extra. Anyway, so as you can see, this day I actually did pretty good. I only worked for a couple hours, $26.82. That includes a $9.58 tip, and $30.64 includes a $5.82 tip. So I had $15.40 on tips. $57.46 that day. That was pretty darn good. Friday, $190.83. I ended up doing a lot of regular Uber X's. Not a lot, but more than I usually do. I had quite a few Uber XLs, Selects, had some tips thrown in here. Nothing exceeding $5 really on tips on that week. And this was on Friday the 22nd. As you can see, Christmas Eve was pretty pathetic. December 24th, I only made $54.18 with $3 in tips. It's only 3 rides. That was in the morning. I didn't work Christmas Eve night. I did have a friend who worked Christmas Eve night and said he made pretty decent. I didn't do it. I just decided to take the day off. So 253, I believe, was what we looked at on Lyft for that time period. So that's not too shabby. 253. Oop, my battery's getting low. So 235, sorry, not 253. So 26 hours roughly on there, 235.37. And on Uber, I also did, it shows 32 hours. I would go more with Uber because I was actually busier on Uber. So about 33 hours, and 235 and 455 is roughly 780 bucks, 790 bucks, almost 800 bucks. That's not too shabby, I guess. Keep in mind also, once again, I do run Select on Uber, and I also run XL on Uber. I also run regular Lyft and Lyft Plus. So keep that in mind when you look at my earnings. If you're running a regular X vehicle with no Select or regular Lyft vehicle, your earnings are probably not going to be like mine. It's just simply because the larger vehicles, the XL, Select is not really bigger, but it pays almost the exact same as XL. Another interesting thing that I had happen this last week was a cancellation fee. I believe that was on this week. If it was, it would have been on Saturday, I think. But anyway, I got an interesting cancellation fee over this weekend because that was it right there. Sorry, I just missed it. So somebody requested me to go to West Nashville to do an XL ride. So I pull up there, and they had the address, I guess, the exact same. Probably should have blurred that address out there. But I had the address. They had the address the exact same for the pickup and the drop-off, which happens occasionally. So they were at Acme Feed and Seed downtown, which is not anywhere close to where this is. This was way out in West Nashville off of Harding Pike. As you can see, this was pretty far out there. So what was interesting about it, though, is that so I called because I was like, this house looks like it's dark and there's nobody here. So I was sitting there and I was at the exact address that they specified. And so I called, or they called me maybe. I think they may have called me before I called them. and said, "Hey, where are you?" And I was like, "I'm at the address that you put in the app." And they were like, "Oh, so you're outside Acme?" I was like, "No, I'm not outside Acme at all." And the thing is, I drove like a good distance to get to this ride because it was really slow that night, and I felt like I needed to get as many rides as I could. So I took a ride that's farther away than I normally would have, and as a result, I ended up getting a $7.75 cancellation fee, which it doesn't look like Uber took anything out of. So it's very interesting. Actually, they may have. Let me see. So they gave me $7.75, which is pretty good. But like I said, they called and they were like, "Oh well," and I was like, "Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not there, so you're gonna have to cancel." So I basically forced them to cancel. They canceled it after a couple of minutes. I didn't even have to hit the cancel button. So as you can see, okay, seven. So this is why they charged. But this is why they gave me $7.75 because I drove 4.1 miles at $1.29.6 a mile for $5.31 and 11.3 minutes at 21.6 cents per minute, which is 244. So a total of $7.75. So I got paid. Actually, they paid $10.77. So Uber did take some money out of that. So they basically charged them for a drive, for a ride, basically, for the amount that I drove to get to the location because they canceled. So this is in action, one of the 180 days of change that they did, with which I kind of agree with the rideshare professors, kind of 180 days of fluff. So, but 775, pretty good. Pay me the mileage and the time that I spent getting to this wasted ride. And I've had this happen to me several times, especially on Lyft one night. Lyft one night, I had a lady who had put in the wrong address. And the reason I do this is because when I looked at it, it was a dark house. A hit arrived on Lyft. And, when you hit arrive on Lyft, you can tell where the destination is. So I hit the destination and it was the exact address where I was. So I was like, okay, this is probably not going to be the right place. Actually, no, I think on that one, she was actually over at Kung Fu on Division or something. I think she transposed the addresses. She was actually at Kung Fu, and then I was supposed to be going to this place in West Nashville to drop her off. Well, I sat there and called and texted. Nobody ever answered, so I did the cancellation, $5. As soon as I canceled, I got the exact same lady from the exact same address again. And instead of wasting my time, I just didn't. I just ignored it and drove off. I should have accepted it, taking another cancellation fee, but that seems a little unethical to me, so I don't really want to do that. Anyway, guys, this last week was not as good. I'm hoping this week for New Year's Eve will be exceptional. I'm hoping. And I have another video to make about something else as well. Something else that came up that I'm kind of wondering if that's why I'm doing so well. So anyway, I'll share that in another video. It has to do with Excel and its placement in the passenger app. So interesting. But anyway, I'll go into that when I get into that. Decent amount of money for this last week. Some decent cash tips. I'm hoping that this Saturday and Sunday and maybe even Friday. I'm not sure. I haven't decided if I'm going to drive tonight or not. Like I said, I'm off work, my day job, until next Tuesday. Haven't decided if I'm going to drive yet or not. I'm not sure if it's worth it. I'm going to kind of gauge it by what people say on my Facebook groups of like, oh, yeah, it's kind of decent. It's really slow or whatever. But I make my own luck most of the time. So I end up basically doing pretty well most of the time. But did pretty decent. Hoping for there's some good promotions going on for Lyft anyway. Uber has yet to announce any kind of promotions for New Year's Eve yet. So Lyft has got a couple of things going on, a couple of diamond bonuses, or at least a diamond bonus, and then an elite driver bonus that I've signed up for. The elite driver bonus is pretty damn good, pretty damn sweet. It's $125, up to $125. It's tiered, as most diamond bonuses are. 3 different tiers. The top tier is $125 extra. However, this one is especially good because if you maintain your 90% acceptance rating and you accept your rides during the promotion period from 3 p.m. to 3 a.m., so 3 p.m. on the 31st to 3 a.m. on the 1st, you can get all of your fares without any commissions taken out. That's pretty awesome, right? So, in fact, I'm going to do a video about that. So, maybe some other people can get signed up. Who knows? But if that is true and I can get my acceptance rating up, my acceptance rating took a hit over the last couple of days because there were some 23-minute rides I didn't really want to take. So I took a little bit of a hit on my Lyft acceptance rate on that. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I know this was a very long-winded video. How long was it? 20 minutes. Good Lord. That is way longer than I intended to be. So anyway, guys, I hope you had a great holiday. Merry Christmas if you are, if you celebrate Christmas. Happy Hanukkah if you celebrate Hanukkah. All those different things. Happy holidays in general. So get out there and make some money, guys. If you're out driving, please be careful. It is quite cold, and I know a lot of places have a lot of snow right now, especially up north. So hope you guys had a great holiday season, and I hope you have a great New Year's. I'm going to make a couple more videos at least today that I'm probably going to release. One about the XL thing I was talking about, and then one about that Lyft promotion. So anyway, guys, I hope you have a great one. And if you're out driving, be careful. And please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And check out below if you would like to sign up for Lyft or Uber. Lyft has some great bonuses going on. Uber, not so much because they just do the guarantee thing. But Lyft does a good bonus system where they give you bonus per ride, which is better, in my opinion, than doing a certain number of trips and being guaranteed. So check it out below. Check out Mystro if you haven't. It can help you to navigate your apps safely this New Year's Eve. So I hope you guys are enjoying your time off if you have any time off, enjoying your families and time with your families. And I'm going to get out of here. Got 2 more videos coming up later today. So take care, and I'll see you soon.